Welcome. Hello. This is Pindorama Terra Brasil is starting now, and we are here finally getting this special, fantastic, amazing Peruvian USA guy, Seán Montgomery Dietz.
Dietz.
Yes,
Dietz.
how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for
Thank you. Good
It's an honor.
morning for being here.
Muito obrigado.
Very good, yes. Seán is a musician and he is long in Ireland. And I was expecting to have him before because we just met as when he arrived, he just said, okay, we never had more than, hi, how are you? Come to the next
I know.
day. Yes, and this is so fun because we are going to meet each other now, kind of, to know each other.
Yeah.
And Seán has an experience hosting a podcast, and it's a very nice one. I was just listening. So how is the feeling of being on the other side of the chair?
Insane.
It's not the first time, is it?
Yes, it is.
Really?
I've never been interviewed in my entire life.
Thank you, God.
So it's an honor.
Thank
It's
you.
a true honor.
Nice,
Thank you very
yeah.
much.
The radio,
I really
like
appreciate it.
being in a community radio, I think it's very special.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's something special about terrestrial radio
Mm-hmm.
because this is literally a frequency that is now being converted from an electric signal
Yeah.
to a physical signal. These are waves that are emanating from these broadcast towers that are going out into space right now. And that's very profound for me. So it's an honor to be here, really and truly. Thank you.
And we have more than only this radiation you were mentioning, because someone in Brazil is already listening to us.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, wow,
Marcos, welcome Marcos. Good to see you there.
Wow.
Marcos is a very good friend, and he is a
Amazing.
regular listener of Pindorama. Thank you, Marcos.
Muito obrigado, Marcos.
Very good. And yeah, so the internet now just is doing this magic that we can just go far and beyond.
Yeah, it's
just
incredible.
amazing. Yeah.
It's incredible. We're
Yeah.
living in the future. It's fascinating.
I am afraid of the future. What about you?
I think there are concerns, but I think in my work, and like you know it better than me, it's like there's a brilliance about humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, yes, there are concerns, but I think humanity will win regardless. It might get bumpy, and I think in a lot of ways we are all reckoning with the last 400, 600 years of history. And I think it's happening in numerous ways all around the world. You know, it's like, the pendulum.
Yeah.
The pendulum swung one way,
Okay.
now it's got to swing back the other way.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, but I believe that ultimately it will continue to get better. I believe that in my heart and soul. Really
Me
and
too.
truly.
Me too. I'm not being pessimistic. It's just like at the moment the way, and I do believe, and I just said the same you said now to someone before, like a couple of days ago, because when we, like, of course you might know, we Brazilians, we are very superstitious people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Africans, like, because this is where we are originally.
100%.
Most of our culture
100%.
is based on Africa, and I know that Africaners are also superstitious.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, a very good friend that I love, I think she's the oldest person I know since I was 7 years
Wow.
old, and she's a sister more than only
Sure.
a friend. And she said, Fernanda, this is the year of cleaning. Like, I was expecting something, different from what is happening now.
Yeah.
And everywhere we are, I just feel, disturbed about the immediate future.
Yeah.
I mean, like next week, next
Yeah.
month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
But I do agree with the pendulum, which is
Yeah.
a very nice, artistic
Yeah.
way of explaining things, and plus the bumps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to mention the trumps.
Yeah.
Not to mention.
What door do we want to open first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were here long enough.
Yeah, I've been here since 1998.
Yeah, and you have roots as well.
Yeah, my grandmother was from Galveston, so from a small village where President Michael D. Higgins is also from. It's called Newmarket-on-Fergus, and they were in a small area in Newmarket-on-Fergus referred to as Carnicella. And she was there with, God, I think she had 4 sisters and her brother. And she was born in 1922. She remembers when the Black and Tans came.
22?
Yes.
The same year when the independence?
Independence was 1916.
It started there.
It started there, and then it entered into the Civil War.
Okay.
There. But yeah, she was born in 1922. She remembered when the Black and Tans came into her house and bust up the whole house, broke the butter churn, all those kinds of things. And in 1947, she got out of here and she went to the UK. And that was not good. Yeah. Irish people kind of, I think in the UK it never really came, maybe until the last 20 years, if even, but Irish people were not really considered, they were not given access to white privilege at that time. She went to New York. Yeah. She went to New York then. I think she was staying with an aunt in New York, if I'm not mistaken. And then she was there for, I think, maybe 2-3 years. And then she went out west to Los Angeles, where she was staying with an aunt there. And there she met my grandfather, who originally came from Chicago, Illinois, and he made his way out to Los Angeles. And they had my mom. And then my mom was working in a pharmacy in Compton and met my father, and then they had me. And 10 years into being alive in Los Angeles, my mom was like, we are getting out of here. Because the writing was on the wall, where the country has gone now, what's happened now. The writing was on the wall, and I couldn't, my childhood in Los Angeles was incredible, and it's really shaped who I am. It is my city till the day I die. I miss it. I've missed it every day that I've been gone. But it was a blessing to come here, because when I would go leave the house to play with the kids on the street, not that there were too many where I was, I would, be having to check in a whole lot, because it was the middle of Hollywood. And when we came over here, it was like, okay, I'd leave the house at 10 a.m. I'd come back at 6 p.m. Nobody's worried. Nobody's like, where are you? Yeah. Whereas in LA, it was like, keep some change to call from a payphone, call home, let everybody know you're cool, and you know what I mean. So I miss it, but it was a blessing to come here. And my grandmother, thankfully, prepped me. She really gave me the history of what happened here, and shared with me her perspective on history, what it means to be Irish. And those things were really inspiring. And when I came, I thought I was coming into like this big homecoming, like a big welcoming. But that didn't happen. And it was more like, go home, and where are you?
Where are you really from?
Yeah, you look weird, and get at it. There was that. And that was okay too, because it laid a foundation to kind of understand the dynamics of nationhood and patriotism, and how do we define it? I forget, my friend Morgan Baker shared with me a quote a couple weeks ago that somebody said, nationhood begins in the village.
Nice.
And I get that. I really get that.
I'm on the waiting list for Morgan as well.
You're on the way? Yeah, hey, you are. You won't have to say much when Morgan comes.
I don't have the 2 hours of like your podcast, but
Yeah.
I am definitely on the waiting list.
I hear it's gonna be
Yeah.
good. The
Yeah.
Morgan's one is gonna be
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were just saying something and about LA, and I have no intent. Like it's funny because I have disturbing feelings about the U.S.
Yeah. I don't blame
I
you.
do.
I don't
It's
blame you.
just
I don't blame you.
like when I was a child, we just mentioned now Michael Jackson. Of course,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was. Oh my God, I
Yeah,
could die.
Totally. Yeah.
Yes, and everything else that
course.
the country means for
Mhm.
like culturally
Mhm,
speaking.
mhm.
But now I don't feel like going there or just
Yeah.
yeah.
The United States is referred to as the Great Experiment,
Mm.
and I understand that. It is. I don't know how to put it to you. It's an incredibly beautiful land,
Yeah.
naturally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
The landscapes, the nature, the indigenous peoples for whose land it actually was
Yeah.
are incredible people. Their stories are amazing. Their culture, their traditions, it's all beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And notwithstanding, at the same time, it is a capitalist experiment.
Yeah.
And it's a country that is governed by capitalism.
That saying from an Irishman. Life imitates art furthermore than
Oh, yeah.
art imitates life.
Absolutely.
And this is so true for the
Absolutely.
US.
Absolutely.
Because there it's kind of a movie every day. That
Yeah.
came from a movie and now is
It's
real.
into real life, yeah.
It's just so
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
Oscar Wilde, by the way.
Yes.
Quoting him.
yeah. It's very bittersweet. It is a mass hub of people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is bumping elbows with everybody.
Yeah.
People are rubbing off on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Out of that, art is created. Out of that, a new culture is forged and community is forged. And there are some of the greatest people on earth are over there.
I know.
Also, at the same time, they are forced to withstand the weight of
Being all of that.
well,
yes.
capitalism and propaganda. I sometimes I have that conversation with my friend. I was in the United States for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Only 10 years.
Yeah. So you don't really know the like.
Well, I've learned it since I've gone,
Mm.
and I became more, like, I am proud to be from Los Angeles, California, because Los Angeles is where the freaks are.
Mm.
And, what's that saying? First they laugh,
Yeah.
then they imitate. And this is Los Angeles.
Am I say something stupid
Yes.
here? California was not part of Mexico.
California was part of Mexico.
Okay.
Yes, it was. It was. So parts of Texas.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not sure, Arizona. I need to brush up on my history, but yeah, California was a part of Mexico.
Yeah.
And
It was stolen basically.
the
from
whole,
Mexico.
look, this is the foundation of America, right?
Yeah.
Is
This is America.
thievery.
Yeah.
So, like, it is an incredibly beautiful place, and what I mean when I say, this is where the freaks are, like, being called a freak, being called a weirdo, for me, this is kind of like the highest compliment, to be quite honest with you. Historically speaking, everybody who started anything was a weirdo. Anybody was a freak. When you look at jazz, there was the era of jazz of Louis Armstrong and Glenn Miller, and when Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker came in, they were making fun of Dizzy and bebop and Miles Davis and all these people. Then jazz started moving forward. Then Dizzy and Charlie Parker, well, not Charlie Parker, but the other figures from the bebop era weren't really into jazz fusion era, and this is kind of history. It's like somebody has to go against the grain, be weird, be different, be patient for everybody to catch on, and then we applaud and they're so great. But Los Angeles is one of those cities where you are free. You are free to be weird. But there's so much weirdness around you. People don't really care.
I like the way you say Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Repeat, please.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. You know what? Yesterday I was watching a movie with the love of my life that you know as well, Gaudi Otero.
Oh.
And by the way, he's listening to us. Thank you, Gaudi, for listening.
Oh, Gaudi.
Yeah. And we just have you seen that movie Her? Joaquin Phoenix is from.
Yes, I have.
Such an amazing movie.
Incredible film. Yeah.
And everything is on Los
Angeles.
Los Angeles. Yes.
Yeah.
We have a question from Marcos. Marcos, I read your question and I will get there.
Wow.
ASAP. Just yes, I'm getting there. I'm
That's
getting
crazy.
there. Yes. And then, okay, so you were here since you were a child, and your family, was that okay for your mom is from, what's the connection from Peru?
So so basically
your mom is from your Irish.
My mom was Irish and my father was from Peru.
Okay.
So my father, God rest his soul, his name was Johnny Dietz, and he was from Lima, Peru, the capital of Peru.
Oh my God, it's my dream.
In an area called La Victoria.
Do you speak Spanish?
Poco.
Yeah.
So he came to the United States in 1980, and he brought, I think it was like 80 or 79, and he went ahead first and was working, and then he brought my oldest sister, Paola, and then he brought my second oldest sister, Carla.
Okay.
And they were living in an area of Los Angeles. He met my mother, and they had me. Unfortunately, things didn't go to plan, and I didn't get a chance to meet him while he was alive. And then after he had me, he also had my youngest sister, Jennifer. So my sisters are still living in California. They are Peruvian American. They celebrate both parts of their heritage. The way I kind of define it, and I think the way that they might define it as well, even though we've never had that conversation, is they are Peruvian, I am Peruvian and Irish by blood, and I am American by culture.
Okay.
Because it is really the culture of America that formed me, and in many ways, although I get to work with a lot of people from around the world, my point of inertia is in that American culture within which I was raised.
Yeah. US. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
nice.
And in particular Los Angeles, because
Yeah.
Again, the United States is 50 countries. It's not.
I know.
you know, like when Morgan comes on here, he's gonna talk about Atlanta.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about Atlanta. You know.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah.
You are listening to Pindorama Terra Brasilis. We are here with Seán, an Irish Peruvian USA man, and he's also a musician. If you want, you can just send us a message. You are very welcome to do it if you wish. The number is +35312960939, and we will bring your contributions to the, as we would say in Portuguese, to the table. Yes, that's what you say. Yes. So, when the music arrives?
So, music started for me with my grandma.
The Irish?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
nice.
Irish grandmother, yeah. She started teaching me how to sing in the car when I was a kid. She had an old yellow BMW that we used to call Old Betsy, and while my mom was working, she would, I'd go around with her on errands, and she would teach me to sing. She'd play me cassettes. Then I'd come back to the house and start going through my mom's cassette collection, and I'd listen to The Who and the Chieftains and the Beatles, and I was able to, she gave me like a little tape recorder, and I was taping. I love the theme music of old shows.
Okay.
And I still love the theme music of old shows. Like, I don't know if this is maybe a deep reference, but I don't know if you remember the Rockford Files. with James Garner. It was like a,
No,
it was a cop show in the 70s.
Okay.
Or like The Prisoner was an old show, or like Star Trek.
It's Star Trek.
Yeah, like
sorry.
the original one. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry, it was getting deep. Yeah, so I used to tape those intros on a cassette recorder and just rewind.
Nice. Yeah.
And then when I came over here, I got into skateboarding, and a big part of skate culture is music, and in particular punk rock.
Yeah.
And a lot of pivotal punk rock music came out of Los Angeles, so it was kind of a way for me to connect with home. And yeah, I think I was like 11. You know, there was just people on my street who wanted to start a band. I wanted to play the guitar, but somebody was already doing that, so I had to play the bass. I said fine. Fell in love with the bass.
Yeah.
And then I was just doing that for a while, playing like punk rock and heavy metal. I had my long hair when God let me have long hair.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
before He took it away. But
we cannot have everything.
we can't have everything now. So yeah, I used to play heavy metal bands, thrash metal bands, and then slowly but surely, you know, especially when you're a teenager, your ears are open.
Yeah.
And I started listening to hip hop, and hip hop got me into jazz. And then my brother JJ Kikola in Ennis.
Is he here? No,
Yeah,
okay.
he's in County Clare. Yeah, in
Nice.
Ennis.
Okay.
My brother, he was older than me. He's like not like my literal blood brother,
Yeah.
but like you know, the same
Yeah,
way
yeah.
like you're talking about your
Yeah,
sister.
my sister,
Yeah,
exactly.
you know. So he started getting me into the music that would form a lot of my work now.
Okay.
He was showing me artists from Congo like Papa Wemba when I was like 16, 17. He got me into Afrobeat music. He was playing me Nigerian music. And you know, he has the biggest ears of anyone I've ever known, to be
Okay.
quite honest with you. He is like a true musician, a true artist, and he hit me to all these things. And then in I've graduated school in 2005. I kind of knew I wanted to do this from the minute I started, to be honest with you. I was like, I'm doing this.
Wow.
And I got kicked out of school in my last year because I was ditching school where I lived. You come out of my estate, you go right, and on the way to my school lived my two band members who were a year ahead of me in school. So when I was going into my last year, they were done.
What's the name of the band?
The name of the band was called Spare, and they're Spare, which in Australia is like slang to say, oh, you've gone crazy. They're from Ballymun originally, and they moved to Australia. They picked up some Australian culture, then their folks brought them back to Ireland, and that's the time that we linked up. Peter and Alan Grouse, their father Walter Grouse, and their mom Helen Grouse, they became like a second family for me. And Walter was such a hero for all of us, and he built a shed out the back of their house for us to rehearse in. So that was very good for my career in music and very bad for my academic career, because in my last year of school, they had already graduated. So they were just in that shed every day. Like every day I'd come up to the house and I could just hear like people practicing. So I was like, I am, screw this. Like, why am I going in here? Just for what? So come January, they called my name over the speakers to come to the principal's office, and sat down with my year head and the principal, and he was like, you don't like going to school, do you? And I said, nope. And he said, you're not going to go to college, are you? And I said, if I go to college, it's going to be a college you pay to get in. I'm not going to need this thing, the certificate, whatever. And he said, stop going to school. And I said, all right.
Thank you.
I put on my leather jacket, my punk rock leather jacket, and smoked a cigarette that had other things inside of it, and got out of school and never came back, and just kept playing. And then my mom, I would not be it goes without saying that I wouldn't be alive without her, but I wouldn't have a life, a brain, or an understanding that I have without her.
Yeah.
And I went home, and she said, I told her what was up. I said, yo, I got kicked out of school. And she said, okay. She's like, you really gonna do this? And I was like, yeah. She was like, all right, well, you better do it. So that was all I needed to hear, and I've been doing it since.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was the right decision.
Yeah, it was the right decision for sure.
Yeah. Very young age.
I was like, God, I was 16 when I got kicked out of school.
Wow.
I was 16 when I graduated.
Yeah.
When I finished in 5th year. Yeah.
And then the studio, the famous studio, I think we need to mention before.
Well,
yes, because this is, okay, Marcos, what question is this? I will try to ask this. Talking about skating.
Yeah.
How about listening to the band Rancid?
Yeah, I knew Rancid, but my favorite era of punk rock was that first era of like hardcore.
Okay.
Before Rancid. So the years from like 77 I'll say to like 86, bands like Black Flag, who are like a pivotal inspiration for me in many ways. The Bad Brains, the Ramones, TSOL, Circle Jerks, Agent Orange, hardcore bands like Gorilla Biscuits.
Totally different of what you were doing now.
Absolutely, totally
Jesus,
different.
it's kind of, oh my God, it's... Yeah.
Totally. And obviously at the same time, heavy metal was a very big influence, and still is for me to this day.
Yeah. So then the studio came.
So then...
This was the right decision, by the way.
100%, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, basically, what it was that I finished, I was playing with the band, we recorded our first demo, we recorded our first record in the Button Factory. Spare, yes.
Okay,
We recorded our first record in Temple Bar at the Sound Training Center on the top of the Button Factory.
Wow.
And we recorded the record. A month before we went to go record it, I was like, I'm going to leave this band. Purely because I just wanted to try different things. I wanted to explore different musics. I was trying to bring in different influences into the group that didn't fit into the aesthetic of heavy metal. You know, like there's custom. You know what I mean? There's tradition that you do. It's like if I'm going, it's like me going to sit down and play a song of Jobim, and out of nowhere I pull out a guitar and put on funny glasses that look like stars and start, soloing over the vocal. It's like you can do whatever you want, but it's not correct for the. You're doing a disservice to that music. So that was the thing, I think our generation. I'm 36, and I think our generation was one of the last generations that's really about categories. And okay, this is this, and this
Boxes.
is this. Yeah, because when you look at 20-year-olds now, they listen to everything. It was, I was like wild back in the day that, when we burned CDs to make playlists, that I'd put like a heavy metal song and then like jazz after, and, and people were like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But now, like what 20-year-olds are doing is, they listen to everything and anything. Back then it was bad. I was trying to bring in these influences. It wasn't gelling with the band. I wanted to be freer, so I left the band. We finished the recording, and then I was like, get a replacement. So in that time that we had finished, I had a friend from South Africa, Sam, who said, look, man, he said, you love music, dude. You should go study how to make music. I made my own album of like original music. I had a computer. My mom got a computer and kind of wasn't using it, and then she let me use it, so I started recording. It was like a Windows 95 computer, and then she could see that I actually wanted to do this, and she made a deal to broker me, to loan me money to get a laptop. So I got a laptop, and then I started recording on that, and then I went to, at my friend's advice, I went to the Sound Training Center in Dublin to study sound engineering. I did that for 2 years. I met a lot of great people like Dara McKenna, Steve Caffrey, and my brother John Henry, who's like honestly has been like an angel in my career.
Mm-hmm.
And a few years out of college, he was working in this studio in Westmeath called Grouse Lodge, which is a very famous residential studio. So he was in there as head engineer, and he called me in as assistant engineer. He got me the job there.
Wow.
And
As an assistant.
As an assistant, yeah.
At the very starting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a blessing for me because it gave me an opportunity really to learn the trade and to be around professionals. And of course, I was still a wild young idiot. And I understand now. I understand a lot better now what an opportunity it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in that time, I started working at the studio, and before that, when I had graduated college, I started working for a Nigerian record label called Third World Records, run by a man called TK Omoyele.
Mm-hmm.
And TK needed a mix engineer,
Mm-hmm.
so we were like, all right, and I started working for TK, mixing, and we're mixing, and we were having creative differences because I didn't know about Nigerian music.
Okay.
I knew about hip hop,
Mm.
but I didn't know about the Nigerian flavor of hip hop. And you know, this is like 2010, so it was people like P Square and like D'banj and Ice Prince, people like this. I think Wizkid was just coming out at that time, if I'm not mistaken. And I didn't really like that music. But in between working on stuff, he would play me. I would ask him, like, what's the music that you grew up on? Like, what were you listening to as a kid in Nigeria?
Yeah.
And he started playing me stuff that I know from LA, like Shalimar. That was stuff that I heard in my house. And then he started playing stuff that I never heard of.
Mm.
Songs like Afro Juju by Sheena Peters, or King Sunny Ade, or like Fuji music of like General Barrister or Collington Naima, and that blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is this? We started sampling
Mm-hmm.
some of that music to make beats with it, and then he brought in somebody who I would say outside of my blood family, probably the person who changed my life the most,
Mm-hmm.
which is my friend and brother, a man by the name of Eric Kalumbu.
Okay.
And Eric is from Congo.
Yeah.
I think what happened was he came in, and I was like, oh, I'm losing my job. Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to produce, it's not going well because I'm not getting the flavors right.
Yeah.
Now here's a dude from Africa
Yes.
who does my job. I'm like, I'm out of a job.
Yeah.
Like, I'm screwed.
Mm.
So we started talking, and I'm kind of like, I'm like 22 or something, 23, and we're like, I'm trying to size him up and be like, I can play too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm showing him like, oh, what do you think of this chord progression? And he was like, yeah, it's very American. And then later on, he I think it was like hay fever. He had like a thing with sinuses.
Yeah.
My mother is a chiropractor and kind of like a natural healer.
Mm.
She's been doing it for a long time. So when I need health advice, she's kind of like my first port of call.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, hay fever, and I remembered somebody had a thing with hay fever. So I said, let me call my mom. My mom recommended this thing to get from a health food store. I knew that there was a health food store down the street from where we were.
Okay.
So me and Eric took a walk. And when we took that walk, we started talking about the nature of music,
Okay.
in our opinion, you
Yeah.
know, because everybody has their own way of doing this.
Okay.
But we started talking about it in our opinions of the nature of being a musician.
Yeah.
And Eric and I both landed on a belief that I just have, like I respect every faith, I respect every religion.
Mm.
We can pick apart anything,
Yeah.
I hear people try to pick apart Islam. We can pick apart Catholicism and Christianity like that. We can pick apart Buddhism. If it makes you a better person and it makes you feel connected to something greater and you're not hurting people,
Yeah.
go for
Just
it, you
be-
know?
yeah.
So we landed on the shared belief that music comes from something up there.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is, and it reminded me of one of my guitar teachers, an absolutely legendary guitar player who, for me, deserves to be known way more than he already is with his project, The Vicious Head Society. A man by the name of Graham Keane, who was a native of Ennis County, Clare. He taught me about John Coltrane, and in particular, he taught me about A Love Supreme.
Okay.
And the fact that on that record, Coltrane was trying to communicate to what he felt God was.
Okay.
And he practiced so much and, learned all the rules of music to break them in an effort to develop a deeper connection to what he believed was the divine. And the way I speak a lot in metaphor, and the way I kind of see it, it's like, look, for lack of a better word, like God or the universe or spirit, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. It's like, as a musician, I would be of the opinion that God calls the phone. And your craft as a musician is being able to capture what God tells you, or what, this music that you're given, and capture it and write it and transmit the message where it has to go.
That's beautiful.
Because, I just, like Quincy Jones said, melodies are divine, and the rest of it is science. And it's,
Okay.
It's the truth. It is the truth. Whether we want to, attribute divinity to some type of spiritual being or phenomenon, or if we just want to attribute divinity to the ingenuity of mortal souls.
So being a producer is more than only being a composer, because you have to use the science to make things work well and be
and you have to understand.
So you have, first of all, you have to be a composer to be or not really.
I don't think so. I think you have
it's just good if you have both.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a big leg up. Yeah, tremendous. And also, I think production, I think it's a few things. I think you need to understand the dynamics of composition, of arranging. You also have to have an emotional IQ. Like, you have to be emotionally literate.
Of course.
You have to know, okay, what do we want people to feel?
Okay.
Why do we want them to feel it that way? And we have to know, why is the artist saying what they have to say, or what they want to say? How is it? How and why is this being made?
How do you how do you describe yourself? A musician, producer?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's all things. First and foremost, I'm a musician. I'm a musician who I'm a musician. I want to be very practical. I always speak about myself. It's a thing I'm trying to practice, and a lot of people are encouraging me to do so. I am a musician who is integrating more time to connect with my instruments in the face of a busy schedule and a lot of things that we have to do to survive in music in 2025, especially in a country of 6 million people. And
fish in a small lake,
which is a terrible, in my opinion,
hard work.
Well, it's very hard work, but also to be a big fish in a small lake is a terrible objective. It's a terrible goal. When I look at a nation like Brazil, which I have a deep, undying affinity and respect for a lot of reasons. The biggest thing that I can assume and see with a place like Brazil is that there are so many people in Brazil. It's such a vast land that if you mess up, someone is right there to take your job.
Yeah.
As musically speaking. And this is the point, is steel sharpens steel. When you get to be around so many people, you get so many influences. When the level is so high, you rise to whatever level it is. And that is, like, not trying to joke around, but Gaudier. A lot of people play the guitar. I play the guitar, I'm not Gaudier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is like, it's like a phenomenon, And I say that, I know you're his mother. He's listening.
I know.
Yeah, objectively,
I know music.
that's what I'm saying. Objectively speaking, there are not a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
So that's also the thing of music, is there's technical ability. There's also punk rock where the guy can barely play the two chords that he needs to play for the song, but he plays it with every atom of his being. He puts the full feeling into those two chords, and you feel it. You feel the rage, or you feel pain, or you feel ecstasy. And that's the thing about music. It's like, what do you want to make of it? I think it was Tom Petty or Neil Young who said, I only learn what I need to play the songs that I write.
Okay.
And depending how you view what music is, that can be acceptable.
Yeah.
He's not out here trying to play giant steps.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys who can play giant steps, they can't really play Harvest Moon. So it's a thing. Music is so malleable.
Yes.
That you make of it what you want to make of it, you know, and for that we're very lucky, because it gives us an opportunity to reckon with our existence as human beings, and it gives us an opportunity to express ourselves. And
you're very spiritual. This is so nice.
Well, these are like, again, there are 3 people who saved my life. My mother gave me my life. My father gave me my life. My grandmother protected my life while my mother was out working in the early years when I was a kid. And then afterwards it was Eric Calombo who saved me.
Yeah.
His mentor, who he introduced me to, a man by the name of Papa. I call him Papa. He's like my father, Maurice Kikangala. Papa Maurice. And somebody who was a guest on your show, Mr. Seán. These 3 people, like, I would take a bullet for these people. They saved my life. Saved it.
Seán is so nice.
Seán
is special.
He's like, Seán is once in a generation. He's that kind of person. Eric is the same, and Papa Maurice is the same. Papa Maurice was an activist.
All of them from Africa. No? Yes.
Yeah. Papa Maurice and Eric are from Congo, and Seán from Nigeria. Papa Maurice is a political activist still, and when Congo was Zaire, he was part of he signed the youth constitution in the first, basically he and a colleague of his, I believe it was David Mbwakian, who were assigned the role of creating the youth charter as part of the constitution for the first ever oppositional party in the history of Congo, in the history of Zaire at the time, when it was under the dictatorship of Mobutu. And he was kind of born into politics. His father was an ambassador in the first iteration of Congo after the Belgians left, and he was stationed in Greece, and he brought over a lot of the music equipment and amplifiers from Europe.
Okay.
He gave them to the big Congolese musicians of the day, like Dr. Nico Kasanda, Grand Calais, and Papa Maurice was like a kid at this time. So he tells me stories of his childhood, and it's like somebody turning around and saying, "Oh yeah, when I was a kid, I used to sit on."
Where is he now?
He's in Congo, but he will be. He's between Belgium, Congo, Ireland, and yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna give you all these people's
French.
numbers. Yeah, and but basically he tells me these stories, and it's like me turning around and saying, oh, it's like you meet somebody from Brazil,
Yeah.
and they say, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to sit on Dorival Caymmi's lap,
Yeah.
and he used to, tell me stories.
Yes.
They used to have parties.
I know, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
humongous, the people that he was around as a child.
Okay.
And then he continued his life going between politics, activism, and music, because
Nice.
he's an avid lover of music, and he was one of the first people to tell me that in the tradition of his belief is indigenous belief, Kisonge, Basonge beliefs. They say that musicians are the middlemen between the divine and man.
Yeah. I do believe the same.
I believe it, yeah.
Actually, Marcos is saying here that music is the language of the soul.
Yeah,
I do agree. And I have two quick questions. First, simple answer.
yeah,
Do you believe in destiny?
yes.
Yes, you do. Another simple question from Marcos. Because you just mentioned the movie Her,
Yeah,
so that is no coincidence.
hell no.
We are all connected at
Absolutely.
some level. Yes,
Absolutely.
the small. If I close my eyes, I can just see that small, tiny, shiny, line connecting one dot to another.
Absolutely.
And this question is really good because I was so just like I am someone that love movies are something big in my life
Yeah.
as much as music and
Yeah.
my beloved time here. That's flying. We are almost we are about to finish. I love doing the radio
Yeah.
because it's magical.
How long do we have left?
We only have 10 minutes.
Hey!
Yes.
Wow.
It's hard to believe. I know. And so when I have that thing on watching a movie and bringing the movie with me a couple
Yeah,
of days.
for
It's
sure.
just
Yeah.
disturbing that, but that's me. Like I feel. Anyway, and then the Marcos questions makes all sense on because I have her inside my brain yet. And how do composers will make their own music as the artificial intelligence interferes?
You know what I think it's like?
Thank you, Marcos, for your question.
Yeah, thank you very much. For me personally, I think it's like, when they invented cars, and people are like, ha, 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 this car will break down, but my horse
Yes.
is fine. You cannot.
So you were saying artificial intelligence is good?
What I'm saying is it's a tool,
Okay.
and how you use it will dictate what it becomes in the world. Of course, people are going to try and exploit it. Of course, people are going to try and rob original artistic ideas. Of course. But we're talking about trying to rob creative ideas
Yeah.
from a soul.
Mm.
You can't feel this feel. We can walk into a room and know that there was an argument. We can meet somebody on the train and know that they're sad. That is eternal.
Yeah.
That, for me, that will never change. So it's going to catch up.
Mm.
And you're going to, where it's really going to be scary, in my opinion, is like in the media as a tool of propaganda. But for me, in the artistic realm, it will never, it's never going to replace a human. It's
Yeah.
just, it's never going to,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never going to.
Yeah. What are you doing now? How many works are you doing together? No, we were always busy, but anyway. How do you plan to finish, to close 2025, this crazy year? Is this year being good to you?
Any day above ground is a good day.
Thank you, Lord. Yes.
Yeah. Any day
Very
above ground
good.
is a good day. And there are challenges and there's
Mhm.
heavy things, but any day above ground is a good day.
Yeah.
And we'll roll with it how we gotta roll with it.
Mhm.
How I plan to finish out the year is to continue getting behind the work and the careers of the people that I love. I'm very grateful. I love these people
Mm.
that I work with. Really love them.
Mm. We can see and feel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope so. We're just gonna keep doing this thing. We're so lucky to be able to do this in 2025, to talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky that my work is, I have to mix a song for someone,
Mm.
or I have to go learn this song now. That's my job.
Yeah.
Not, hey, pick up that mop and go clean aisle 5. Somebody dropped all the jam. That's a blessing. What?
Oh.
It's time to clean the toilets. It's like, what? This is, it's challenging. That's why I'm so grateful for the people that I work with. They are visionaries. They're trying to push things forward. I know we got like 5 minutes now.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
Yes, take your
I
time,
got
yeah.
people. I'm gonna try and just shout everybody out and run through it real quick. With Seán Nakano, we have a bunch of new works coming out, new music from Yankari. We're currently shopping the debut Yankari record, which is like an important body of work and adding to the canon of Afrobeat music, as created by Fela Kuti. With Stumi Latino and Lawson Ayomide and Gaudier, I get to work in this project that they created, that Stumi and Lawson created, called the Vanguard Sessionz, which is focusing on music and artists from various diasporic backgrounds in the country, and connecting them, and of course Irish native artists also, and connecting them with musicians from Northern Ireland, which is something that I always commend Stumi on, because what he did, there are people who are sitting in agencies who are meant to come up with ideas like this, and Stumi had the idea in his mind, sitting at my table in Quinn in December 2024, and by the grace of God Almighty, there we are in, I think it was February, February, and we started doing that, and that's about to come out very soon. The debut work from my mentor, Eric, that will be coming out very soon. That's a record that we've been working on for 13 years, of Congolese rumba with like a kind of retro-futurist approach. I get to work with an incredibly talented artist by the name of Shelu, who's also a singer in another project that I work in, Living Things.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, music is nice.
Thank you very much. We work with Shelu. We're kind of doing
and
a
these
few
are
things.
all your compositions.
Well,
Most of them.
all the music that I'm talking about is all original
All
music.
yours.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
100%. I work, so I'm doing that work. Shelu has I think it's his like first album. I think he had an EP. It's an EP he had out before, and this is like his kind of like his debut album. And this is like Afrobeats, pop, kind of like neo R&B, soul, drill. Like it's very expansive, very vast. Parts of it sound like Chicano rock. It's deep, and we have the Living Things debut album, which is coming out right now as singles, but we're going to release the whole body of work. I'm working also on another record from our guitar player Morgan Baker. His solo work is coming. I get to work with a very talented woman who I love in Amsterdam by the name of Aisha Mingo, and she's created a set of meditations that are geared for people of color. That kind of, because in like that traditional, in this spirituality space, you can get a lot of like like the angel cards, and it turns out that all the angels are white. I don't know what that's about, but
starting from the guy himself. That could never be that color, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to tell.
Yeah, so
Sorry to
she.
disappoint you.
Sorry, folks. Surprise. She has a line of meditations that are coming out that I have the honor to work on. She's also has another project, El Mingo, which I don't know, is it getting rebooted this year or what's going on, over in Amsterdam. I've got work coming out with Lumberjacks in Hell with producer Marcel Vogel over in Amsterdam. Also, I also work with Ellen B, who I know was a guest on your show.
Yeah.
I got to produce a record for her. There's a new single coming out from Onino with Ayana Amorim, which is going to be special. There's
Jesus.
also
We're busy. It is only June.
Yeah,
We only have 2 minutes to wrap up.
Africa Meets Brazil. We're trying to do part 2 of Africa Meets Brazil with Karen Aguiar and Marcio Tartakov, one of the best percussionists in the country. And the biggest thing,
I am on his waiting list.
Marcio is amazing.
Three times. Hello, Marcio. I'm waiting for you. Vamos lá, Marcio.
The last thing, if I can get it in, is the work that I do with Shane Tobler and Keen Frawley under the alias East West Assembly, which is kind of it's basically disco. We cut a record of it for the Sound Signature label, which is a label in Detroit. That's going to come out at the end of this year, we believe, with special guest Monica Blair on vocals. These are all Detroit heroes. And we did that out of his studio in Kilkenny, Crossroads Recording. So
where people can find you?
On Instagram at Seán Mont, on TikTok at Seán Mont. I'll put my website back together. Spotify, all those artists that I mentioned, or if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see all that stuff out there. Yes. And
what else I was going to ask? I think 1 hour is not enough. No. I think you have to come back, maybe, probably.
It would be a pleasure. Yes. It would be a pleasure. I'd love to. I really would.
Yeah, because we just think, okay, we will be okay in 1 hour.
Yeah.
This is Pindorama Terra Brasilis every Monday, and we will be back on Friday at 1 p.m.
Beautiful.
So I have you here on Friday again.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
And people can listen back. If you want to take part, please just share and bring your friends to Pindorama. It's a real pleasure to be here at Dublin South FM. Thank you, Peter, and all the team here. And I will see you back again next Monday at 6 p.m. Stay well, take care, and thank you. Bye. Bye, Seán. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Kisses, beijos.
Kisses, beijos. Muito respeito ao povo brasileiros.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I need to learn Duolingo.